All right, so for tonight's home play, you have 6 problems. However, number 2 and number 4, put a little star next to it. Number 2 and number 4, I want those on the window notes. Yay! All right, so here we go. Cornell notes, you don't need a Fourier model since we are still on one variable equations, yes? And we already know what those are. Yay! All right. So our objective for today, okay, give me a second. Oh my goodness. Sorry, video people. Let me pause this really. All right, sorry, I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties. However, our objective for today, I can solve and graph multi-step one variable equations. Read together. 1, 2, 3. I can solve and graph multi-step one variable equations. And we don't need a Fourier model since we already know what one variable equations are. Yes? Yes. Oh my goodness. Let's see. All right, here we go. So we already know what they are. We have the steps. What are the 4 steps? Simplify. Okay, we're going to continue doing that. We already know what window notes are, yes? Okay. And once again, for those of you that were absent when we covered this, basically you get your paper, you fold it in half, vegan sandwich, and then or vegan slide or whatever you want to call them. And these are labeled problem. You work out your problem here. Process. In properties. This is where you are explaining your step in properties. Sources is that if you get any extra support or help from either a book, your notebook, your notes, or someone else. And here is your summary. And the summary always starts with what? I was given. All right, ... and then you know what to do from there. Yes? Yes, Mr. Q? All right, good. So let's see the properties that we've covered so far throughout the year. Let's see. Addition property of equality, yes. Subtraction, division, and multiplication property of equality, yes. How about a commutative and associative property of addition and multiplication? Yes. How about a distributive property? Yes. How about zero product property? Yes, we kind of mentioned that. We never really got into it. We're going to get into that pretty soon, but zero product is any number times 0 is 0. So. And also the exponent properties. We did a review on Saturday Academy of the division and multiplication ones again, okay? So make sure you keep those in mind as you're writing your window notes so that you can use all those properties as you go along, okay? So then last week we covered some stuff that look like this, yes? Like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. We didn't cover this one, so copy this one. Example, Super Q. It says, Jordan scored 7 more points than Kobe. Q scored 2 times as many points as Kobe. In total, the 3 scored 75 points. How many points did each one of them score? Did everybody copy that? No. All right, you got 30 seconds. Copy that, please. Yeah, only that problem, yes. All right. So once again, the problem says, Jordan scored 7 more points than Kobe. Q scored 2 times as many points as Kobe. In total, the 3 scored 75 points. How many points did each one of them score? So now, from this point forward, I'm going to start giving you some word problems that you're going to have to translate into an algebraic equation. Okay? However, I'm going to give you a guide on how to do this. So I'm going to work this one out with you, so hopefully you can use the same guide for tonight's home play. You saw that word problem? Yes. All right, so check this out. I want you to write on the side, cubed. Not Q, but cubed. And we're going to use that word, and that's going to guide us through this word problem. And that's exactly how I want this done at home. So check this out. The letter C. The letter C stands for, and I want you to circle the letter C, stands for what? Circle. Circle important numbers. So what are important numbers? Jordan scored 7. Oh, I'll put 7 more. 7 more. All right. What else? Q scored 2 times. That's important. And 3 scored 75 points. That's cubed. Okay. So that's C for circle important numbers. All right. Next, with red, I want you to underline the letter U. What do you think that stands for? Underline the question. So I'm going to underline how many points did each of them score. I do that in red so that I can remember to actually answer the question. Because some of you, I'm gonna give you this heads up. When we continue going on throughout the year, some of you are going to start forgetting to answer the question. You're going to do all this work, and guess what? At the end, some of you did not answer the question. So please, pretty please follow this process. Underline the question. There it is. Next, with green, I want you to box the letter B, which stands for what? Box any important information. So let's see. Who scored? Let's see. I'm going to box Jordan scored. Okay, Jordan scored. Who else scored? Q scored. Okay. Wait a minute, but they don't mention that Kobe scored. Okay, so that, I guess this is important, that Jordan scored and Q scored. The only one that they did not mention was Kobe. All right. Also, for the letter E, I want you to put a big X over it. Which means to what? Eliminate or exclude any unnecessary information. So let's see, what's unnecessary? I don't think there's anything unnecessary because we do need this for the instructions. But there's some problems, I don't know if you guys notice in some problems that they do a lot of wording, but you get to the actual question and you just need some numbers. So that's when you actually cross out stuff that you don't need. Does that make sense? Yes, Mr. Q. All right. And the last one, this one is draw, and I just want you to do this little flip like this. It means to draw a table. Draw a table or draw a picture or so on and so forth. So let me draw a table, and I want you to wait really quick. Let me just do this. Is that pretty good? Just kidding. Not like that. This next table, it's a table to organize your information. And we're going to call it Guess and Check. Everybody, tell your neighbor what it's called. So this table is called Guess and Check. So this is how easy it is to organize your information. Question, how many people or how many items are they talking about in this problem? 3. So as soon as you identify, you draw those lines down. 1, 2, 3. And 1 across. That's how easy it is to set up your table. Guess and check table. Who is the first person they mention? So let's put here J. Okay. Who's the next person they mention? Kobe, so put a K. And then the last person is Q. Okay. And here they're talking about what? A total. A total. Okay. So let's see what we got. Let's read this again and let's start deciphering what they're talking about. Jordan scored. So do they mention Jordan? Yeah, check mark. Okay. Q scored. Okay. Oh, not K, but Q. Sorry. Q scored. So who's the only one they did not mention scored? So what would we label? That is correct. This is our X. All right. So now that we have our X, let's read it again. Now let's read the entire problem. It says, Jordan scored 7 more points than Kobe. So don't say it out loud. Jordan scored 7 more points than Kobe. We know that Kobe is what? X. So tell your neighbor, how would you write what Jordan scored? I heard 7 plus X. I like to write it with a variable first. So let's write X plus 7. So with that said, Q scored 2 times as many points as Kobe. Tell your neighbor what you're going to write under Q. Everyone? 2X. All right. In total, the 3 scored how much? Okay. How many did each one of them score? Do you see the equation now? So underneath, you're going to write X plus 7 plus, how much did Kobe score? X. How much did Q score? 2X equals 275. You're like, bam, I like this. Finish it off, please. You know what to do from there, yeah? Okay. Line down the equal sign and all the fun stuff, yeah? All right, let's see. So what shall we do? Combine like terms. We got 1, 2, 3 x's right there. I mean 4 x's, so this is 4x. Bring down the plus 7 and equal to 75. Subtract 7, subtract 7. Oh my goodness, computer. I want to replace you. 4x equals 68. Divide by 4, divide by 4. Therefore, x equals 17. Hands if that's your final answer. That is incorrect. What is the final answer? Answer the question. How many points did each of them score? No, each of them score. So then, who is X? So that goes here. How about Jordan? 17 plus 7, that's 24. How much did Q score? 2 times 17? 34. So, since it's a word problem, we write Jordan scored 24 points, comma, Kobe scored 17 points, comma, and Q scored 34 points. 10 Q. What's that? I know, right? I wonder. So, I know time flies when you're having fun, huh? So, any questions on how to use the cubed process to set up your word problem? Okay, so tonight I want to see that practice with that word problem. However, we need to move on. Everybody got this? Very simple? Yes. All right. Now we get to this one. Copy this one, please, in the back. Example 7. Just copy it. Don't do anything else. It says solve and check your answer. Okay, writing utensils down. Look up to the screen. So I'm going to go through this process fairly simple. Now, who remembers when we started with equations, writing utensils down? You'll finish copying a little bit. I said draw your line down so that we can know that it's a scale. Is that correct? We're still picturing the scale. So question, does it matter which side I start on the scale as long as I do the same thing to the other side? Does it matter? No. If you're on the left side and you add weight, that means you need to add weight to the right side. How about when you start on the right side and you add weight, that means you need to add weight to the left side, and so on and so forth. However, for the purpose of this and to get you guys to get some muscle memory first, I want you to always start with simplifying each side. That's step 1, right? But after that, we're going to go with the variables. Get all the variables on one side. How do we do that? Start with the smallest variable. Look up. Look at it. We have 2 variables, and we know which one's the smallest. Is that correct? So I'm going to circle that. This is the smallest. This is a positive 5n. What is the inverse of positive 5n? Negative 5n. And whatever I do to one side, I do to the other. Therefore, I'm left with 2n minus 2 equals 6. Does this look familiar? Copy that, please, and finish it off. Mackenzie, focus. Come back. Get off the Matterhorn. So here what? Plus 2, 2n equals 8. Divide by 2, divide by 2. N equals 4. Hands if you got that. And you know how to check and you know how to plot. Is that correct? So what was the only step that we added? That we have now variables on both sides, and we need to get them all on one side. Do this next one by yourself. Copy this one. 5b plus 2 equals 3b plus 8. And turn to your neighbor, let them know where you're going to start. Where are you going to start? Let me help you out with this one. There you go. Yeah, you're welcome. The best help ever. So here we do what? Minus 3b minus 3b. We're left with 2b plus 2 equals 8 minus 2 minus 2. Oh my goodness, computer. 2b equals 6, divide by 2, divide by 2. B equals 3. Hands if you got that. Okay? And so on and so forth. And guess what? It just continues building on. So watch. Hold on. Look at this one. Don't copy it. Just look at it. So if I was to draw my line down, you're like, Mr. Q, but there's a bunch of variables. Okay, but can we simplify each side first? Yeah. So look at this one. Tell your neighbor what happens here. Combine like terms. So this combines with this, so we're left with 4 minus 2a. Okay, can we combine anything else? No, so we're done simplifying that side. This side, what do I do with this? Distribute, so we're left with negative 1 minus 35 plus 10a. Am I done? No. Combine, this is what? Negative 36 plus 10a equals to 4 minus 2a. Do you know what to do from there? What is my smallest variable? Negative 2a, so the inverse is add 2, and so on and so forth. Everybody got it? So for home play tonight, you only have 6 problems. 2 of them in window notes. Make sure if you need to be here during tutoring, there is tutoring today. If I don't see you, enjoy your home play. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.